Hey everybody, welcome to the next episode on Shamla Talkies. Today I will be talking to Manish Mittal, who's the director of SRE with Yahoo. He has experience of about 2 decades in the IT industry, and today he will be talking to us about his career journey. Let's go ahead and get some useful tips from him.
Hey, thank you so much, Manish, for agreeing to join on my talk show. It's been a big pleasure having you here, and especially you doing this on a Saturday morning, taking time from your family. Thank you so much again, and welcome to my talk show.
Thanks, Shamila, for connecting back after such a long time. Congratulations on this new venture of yours. I really like. I've been able to watch a couple of videos. Yeah,
Yes.
right. Sharing what people think, what has been their achievement, how they have achieved all that, and you able to bring that out into the
Yeah,
community,
yeah.
which hopefully will be beneficial. Not, I can see that it was beneficial to me when I watched those.
Okay.
So I'm sure it will be beneficial to everyone. And then seeing you grow in your career from where you started, where we worked together, right, in the knock back in days,
Yeah.
to being a host of a YouTube channel, right? It's such a great thing. Yeah, great. Thanks for inviting me again.
Thanks. Thank you so much, Manish. The very kind words. Thank you so much. Manish, now that you've seen how this works, we'll go ahead and start with a quick introduction about yourself, please. Maybe we can get started with
Oh
that.
yeah. So uh, yeah, it's a strange thing. Like it's 22 years in the industry overall for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, and like of starting as engineer, and like I would say a significant part of that journey has been with Yahoo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Almost 18 years now. Starting as engineer, knock engineer,
Mm-hmm,
a
mm-hmm.
knock tier 2 engineer, to a director of SRE today. It's been a long journey. We started knock at Bangalore. We were one of the first few people, and then gradually that organization grew up. And then eventually in 2010, we were able to build a SRE organization,
Yeah,
again
yeah.
back in Bangalore, and then continuing doing that and moving to US, and today leading a team of engineers of SREs. So yeah, it's a great journey, and yeah, and so much has happened, right?
I know,
Time
I
has
know.
passed so fast. Time goes so
Yeah,
fast.
yeah. You're definitely right. I mean, I still remember how I kind of joined your team in those initial days, all of that, right? And like I said, right, so me and two other guys, I joined almost around the same time, a week's difference. And even
Yep,
the first week, there was an outing and the way you kind of supported and all of that stuff, right? So thank you
yep.
so much, Manish. So, in this whole career of yours, right, the career path that you've had, like you just mentioned, you spent almost close to 2 decades with this organization, right? Like 18 years that you've said. So, that itself is an achievement. Nowadays, there's so much of hopping. People jump companies like every 2 years, right? I mean, again, it's a choice that they make. But to remain in a company for so long in itself is like huge, right? It's an opportunity for growth. You see the ups and downs. And especially being with Yahoo, how do you see this? And what are some of the major reasons that you continue to be here? Everybody knows how many ups and downs Yahoo's had, and finally it's back to its original name and all of that, right? I mean, I think once a Yahoo is always a Yahoo. That bleak purple kind of
Exactly,
always stays with people.
exactly. Being
So,
exactly.
right. So, how do you see this, Manish, and what have you been through to go ahead and sustain and continue to go? And you're still here. If you could talk about
I
that, please.
Yeah, yeah. Again, that's a good question. I actually I ask that question to myself all the time. That like, hey,
Mm-hmm,
how could I? But the time has passed so fast. Like
mm-hmm,
even if it
mm-hmm,
says like it's a long period of time, and
mm-hmm,
other thing is that like right, I kept on getting opportunities, different opportunities right front. Like as I mentioned, like building a knock from the scratch, a first knock of Yahoo outside US first, starting that, and then like fast forward. This is like 2004, and then fast forward
right,
2010.
right.
Again, starting building a SRE organization from the scratch, working with
Mm-hmm,
leadership team. So there were always challenges thrown at me. People had faith that I could solve those challenges,
right, right.
and other thing which I always found great was that people gave that freedom to you, how you want to
Mm-hmm,
solve it.
mm-hmm,
right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
it was not like too much watching on the top of your head from your organization leadership. They
Uh-huh.
gave you a
Uh-huh.
charter, they gave you a goal, and they let you drive the whole process
Mm-hmm.
and the end result of it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously, I can say uh, today, being the director of the organization,
Mm-hmm.
right, I've been able to pass that to the people under me, right, wherein I
Right.
let
Right.
them grow and identify problem and solve them. So
Right.
two things which have kept me here in summary, like one, faith in
Mm-hmm.
me of my organization leaders and giving that freedom, and then able to solve problem at scale, right? When you are building an organization from the scratch, handling
Mm-hmm.
hundreds and thousands of servers across the globe for the knock through the knock, and when you solve a problem, right, when for example somebody reports you saying that there is a I'm having a mail issue that's impacting millions of users, and our
Mm-hmm.
ability to
Mm-hmm.
solve and able to address the problem from the knock, that was another big thing. And then in the SRE, right, wherein you took
Mm-hmm.
on more challenges, wherein you were supposed to build solutions for some of the problems, day-to-day
Mm-hmm.
issues,
Mm-hmm.
and they
Yeah.
were being implemented at the scale, right? They were like
Right.
implemented at
Right.
thousands of servers. So
Mm-hmm.
those two things I would say helped me kept motivated every day, and the time
Mm-hmm.
passed so fast, right? So yeah, yeah, that's
Yeah,
what
yeah, yeah,
I would.
definitely. Sure, sure, Manish. I think that was key, right? And I can relate to when you said about the whole thing of about faith in the organization and how you're solving for problems, right? That you were my manager when I was in the knock, right? My initial days and when I had joined Yahoo. I remember how sometimes when you have outages, everybody is on it, and you were like, this person has to do this. We had somebody had to run the bridge, somebody had to make the escalation, somebody was writing the timelines, somebody had to update the status page, right? And we used to skip lunch, remember, because it used to run long. All of us were together in that same room, right? So I
Yep,
definitely understand and can relate when you say the passion that you have for solving problems, right?
yep,
I also
yep,
remember when I joined, we were still looking the way we were looking at alerts and all of that stuff. But even before I kind of moved on, out of the team, right? How much we had changed within the team itself to the next level. You kept, I
yep,
think, the one thing that I really admire in you is, Manish, you kind of go ahead and search for new things to do within the team. You're like,
yep.
okay, it's not doing turning the same thing again and again, right? You're like, okay, this is done. We've reached this bar. So what next?
Exactly.
All right. I
No, I
think
agree.
that
Like,
definitely speaks to your passion on solving the problems, right? And it's
okay,
now I
no,
understand how you kind of
I'm
stayed
glad.
there. Mhm.
Yeah. I'm glad you said that. Uh, yeah, like right. And then other thing which I also want to add to that is
Uh-huh.
that right, able to see people, right, like able to people like like engineers like you who came into our team, and then able to help them grow, right? Able to do
Right,
things, uh,
right,
able to
right.
learn stuff from the ground up. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like those are the other thing, right? Like when you see somebody grow, learn, he's able to respond to you quickly what you're asking for. Uh, so that helps as a manager, right? That like, you are not overspending on one individual,
Mm-hmm.
but helping the
Mm-hmm.
team grow. So that was
Right,
another thing
right.
I would say definitely worked out in our case, especially in your case, I would say, right? So I'm happy you acknowledge that.
Definitely, Manish. Definitely. I still remember how we I got that chance to move on to the next team, right? We all know how that happened when we had that call and everybody were like told to kind of, look for opportunities, and how you kind of identify talents within the team. What is key in spite of everything that we do within the NOC, right? And I know you kind of personally took the effort of talking to other managers in the organization to find out where we could fit in, if there were relevant openings, and how you kind of prepared us also for that same, right? That's definitely something that I can never forget. Right? Yeah,
Nice,
yeah.
nice.
And I think the one thing that you also mentioned about the faith in the organization, right? That speaks in volumes, because everybody knows what Yahoo has been through, right? Various ups and downs that he's had in the news for various reasons and all of that. But I think that in spite of those, in spite of it being such a volatile situation, I think your faith has been so strong that you've continued to be there. right?
Yeah,
So
yeah, yep, yep, yep.
what?
So think that like the
Mhm.
things change at the top, right? But
Uh-huh,
uh,
uh-huh.
the organization or the sub-organization you're part of, right? There are enough
Mhm.
challenges to solve, right?
Right,
On
right.
a daily basis.
Mhm.
Every company goes through some changes
Mhm.
in their
Mhm.
lifespan.
Yeah, yeah.
But as the things like we can control and we can
Mhm.
make better, I think that's wherein we need to focus on
Yeah,
and let others handle that the other part of it. So we kept our focus on what we could do, we how we
yeah,
could
yeah.
make our customers happy
True.
by making sure that we respond to issues, challenges on
Mhm.
quickly,
Mhm.
and then able to identify solutions on a so that like end customer is happy, who we
Right.
who has faith in us,
Mhm.
and then
Mhm.
right, things do get settled down over a period of time.
Right, right.
So it's important that you keep focus on what you can do as a individual and as a manager,
Manager.
and then
Mhm.
keep working on uh, like not getting distracted by the noise around you,
Right.
wherein
Okay.
and keeping on like what you can do to solve a problem and engage with the people around you on that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Nice,
what
nice.
I would say. I would say like that motivates me every day, right? I have like, oh, I have so many other things to do at the moment, right? We need to build this. We had to hire a
Right,
person,
right.
had to train this person, we had to build the solution for this problem. So
Mm-hmm.
keeps on, and I'm sure those problems are everywhere in every team that you go. It's our
Right.
ability to solve, and then I think that's when people come in, right, to a company, right,
Mm-hmm.
wherein
Mm-hmm.
they solve those problems, they are learning.
They are
So
learning,
while
definitely.
solving problem, you are learning and you are growing as an individual. Uh,
True,
in
true.
my opinion, that's wherein you contribute to organization,
Yeah.
and the individuals grow in their careers, like you have
Yeah.
grown in your career where you are today, doing this YouTube
Yeah.
channel, right? Because that's what I think you are passionate about, right?
Yeah.
Meeting
Yeah. Niche.
people, knowing them,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
following your passion and
Yeah.
facilitating that. So I
Yeah.
would say,
Yeah.
yeah, that kept me here for this long,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Definitely.
it's still going on. I would say
I know.
it's still going on.
Yeah, yeah, I can definitely understand that, right? If you've done this like more than when was this? Was like 2008 or 10, right? If you've done that, I strongly believe that you're still doing that, right?
Yep.
Nice, nice, Manish. I think there are a few things that I actually, some of most of it that you mentioned, I didn't know about it, but a couple of things that, focus on getting things done in spite of whatever, changes are happening at the top or below. And not getting distracted, I think, is also one big key thing. And, I also remember how you kind of used to that way protect the team as well, in spite of the outside stuff that was happening, right? So nice that these are some of the core reasons that you've been here for so long, right?
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. Yep.
That's it, Manish. Like I mentioned, right, you've been a manager or in the leadership in the management team for almost more than a decade now, right? So,
Yep.
what is your key mantra to have sustained here and you're still continuing to grow here? It's not
Yeah.
easy.
So yeah. So as we said, right, like I think the thing which keeps me motivated every day when I go to the work, or
Mhm.
now that we have to all log in, right, from our homes,
That's
getting
right.
onto Hangouts, like, and if like, hey, like, first of all, as I said, and in any organization, individuals are important, right? The
Yeah.
people who are on the ground. Uh,
Hmm.
so making sure that, right, you are engaging with them and helping, understanding what they're going through, what kind of challenges they have, and
Hmm.
what kind of problem they want to solve, and then what are the bottlenecks they are going that they have facing, which we as leaders can solve, like
Hmm.
resolve for them.
Hmm.
So that's one thing, like investing in individuals and engineers uh, around you,
Hmm.
so that they can stay focused uh, on themselves and also helping build the organization further. So that's one thing I would say has kept me going. And then
Hmm.
as you pointed out, right, identifying individual strengths and
mm,
letting
mm,
them go in that area of
mhm.
growth.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
people, there are engineers who like to, and our industry has broadened a lot, right? It's not like
true.
you just have software engineers. You have
Right.
operation engineers, you have process like project managers, change
Yeah,
management, so many other things have come, right?
yeah.
So,
Mm,
so helping individuals move in their career path, uh, and
mhm.
helping them go in that direction.
Amazing, Manish. Where like you see your satisfaction is seeing your own people grow, right?
Exactly.
I think that I can definitely understand from your perspective. When I say understand, I know you are like that. Like I'm an example, like you mentioned, right? And like I also told some time ago that you identifying key strength and actually helping that person grow in that path, kind of guiding them, hey, this is what you should be doing. Yeah, I think that definitely is something which talks about the kind of leader you are, right? So yeah, yeah. And when you meant about people are important and investing in them is key, right? It's not about just getting the work done for that day or that month or that quarter, but even beyond that, what they're doing, right? So yeah, that actually speaks some volume about why you continue to be in the management role for such a long, long time, right? Because I've known people who've been in the management for whatever reasons they again get back to an IC role for various reasons, right? And again, management, but you've been there and you've sustained and you've remained and you've grown, right? So
Yeah.
next, this actually speaks about what you just mentioned, right? Concentrating on the team and getting work done. Nice, nice, Manish. So, what do you think is, if you could give one biggest, if you could call it advice, maybe for people in the management role as to how they should kind of continue to have that connect and draw a line between maintaining that connect between their engineers versus when it comes to the maintaining the leadership role as such.
Yeah. So, as I said, it's all about talking, staying, like the. I think communication channels had to always be open, wherein engineers should be comfortable
Okay.
coming and
Yeah.
talking to you. See, a lot
Yeah.
of time what
Yeah.
happens, right? Obviously, I as a manager, I as a leader, want to make sure that right my engineer is getting he's getting unblocked everywhere, but at the
Hmm.
same time the engineer also should be comfortable. Hey,
To
if I go to
approach.
Manish with this problem which I'm going through, he might be able to help me provide a solution, or even if not a solution, but at least guide me what could be
Hmm.
the next
Hmm.
step
Hmm.
in that
Hmm. Hmm.
direction. So
Hmm.
building that comfort level
Hmm.
with your people,
Right.
uh, I think that's wherein like you play your role.
Right.
Once you give your guidance, vision, this is where we want to be, what you want to do. Uh,
Hmm.
uh,
Hmm.
Let the engineers work on the problems, stay connected with them. At the
Hmm.
same time, that there is a line, there's a comfort level between you and him, wherein they can approach you when they get stuck, or obviously you need to stay in connection with them all the time. But
Hmm.
so that the two-way communication, if we
Right.
can
Okay.
establish
Yeah. Yeah.
between the two individuals, and they don't have any hesitation reaching out, I think your job is done, in my opinion.
Right. So that space of where you're easily approachable as a manager and not thinking twice, is it okay for me to talk to the manager as such, right? Yeah, I think
Exactly.
definitely. Yes, yes, Manish. I think that when you have managers who are like, oh my God, should I take this to my manager? I think there itself the growth kind of stalls, right? Cool. That was lots. That was nice, Manish. Thank you so much. I mean, I just figured out that, the your key has been about solving for problems, having faith in the organization and the leadership team, right? And also focusing on the core things that you are supposed to deliver and not getting distracted, right? And saying, yes, our people are important and need to invest time and energy in them and have that enable the two-way communication very easily approachable. I think these are like the key factors, six top key factors, which I would say, I think, right, that I've been able to kind of figure out in this call with you. So yeah,
Okay.
Thanks so much, Manish, for taking time and talking. Right? I
And
mean,
yeah, thank you, Shamila, for inviting me again. It was nice talking to you. Uh, I
sure.
hope I hope this works out well. And best of luck. Best of
Thank
luck
you
for
so
your
much, Manish.
new venture.
Thank
And I
you.
hope keep keep growing. Your channel subscription goes up. Request everyone watching this, please subscribe, press the bell button so that you get notified. Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you so much, Manish, and all the best to you too. Thank you so much again. Thanks.
Bye.